Hello everybody, so today I will talk about calculus. The topic today is about integration. So now I will show you how to answer. We need to use about integration by trigonometric substitution. So I will put about x equals to the square root of number 2 tan t, because if I put this one go in here, you got about the power 2. That means we have number 2 tan t square. Number 2, we can do about factorization. Tan t square plus 1, we change secant of t square, and later that we simplify by the square root. Now we need to do first derivative for the both sides, and you got about the x equals to the square root of number 2 secant of t square dt. So I will put this one go in here and here. The x we change by this one. This one we have 2 tan t square. This one we have number 2 tan t square. Number 2, we can do about factorization. So this one in here, we have secant of t square. This is about trigonometric identity. The square root of number 2 secant of t square, we have the square root of number 2 secant of t. And now we need to simplify the square root of number 2 secant of t on numerator and denominator. And we have this one in here. So I will write into number 2 tan t square secant of t. So I will put number 2 go outside. And we know that tan t square we can put into secant of t square minus 1. So we have secant of t multiplied by secant of t square and number 1. Now I will concentrate about this one only. This one we have secant of t square multiplied by secant of t. So we can use about integration bypass. So I will put about u equals to secant of t. So we need to do first derivative for the both sides, and you got about the u equals to secant of t tan t dt. About the v, we have secant of t square dt. The integration of this one, we have v equals to tan t. So we have u multiplied by v. So we have secant of t tan t minus, we have the u multiplied by v. So we have the integration secant of t tan t square dt. Now we know that tan t square, that is about secant of t square minus 1. So we have secant of t multiplied by secant of t square and negative number 1. So we have the integration of secant of t to the power of 3 plus the reason because we have negative with negative, that's why you have the positive in here. The integration of secant of t dt, and we know that everything in here equals to this integration. So I will put this one go to the right, and you got about positive. This one plus this one, so we have number 2. Later that we divide both sides by number 2. Now we go back in here. The integration of this one, that is about this one. So I will see in here. So we will have about 1 over 2 secant of t tan t plus number 2 multiplied by 1 over 2, because we still have number 2 in here. This integration minus we have number 2 multiplied by secant of t dt. So 2 with 1 over 2, you got about 1. Number 2 with 1 over 2, you got about 1. 1 minus 2, you got about negative number 1. So the integration of this one, we have ln of the absolute value of secant of t plus tan t, and we put about c. About t, that is about this one. So we need to divide both sides by the square root of number 2. And now we can find the value of t. That should be about arctan of s over the square root of number 2. So I will put this one to change for t. Next, tan with arctan, you got about s over the square root of number 2. Similar for this one. And here is about the final answer. This is the end. Thank you for watching.